Greetings, Poe fans from around the world. I'm sitting at the Annabel Lee Tavern in Baltimore, and I'm sitting with someone very special to the Poe world in Baltimore. I want to introduce to you Kurt, the owner of the Annabel Lee Tavern. Kurt, introduce yourself to people around the world.
Hi, I'm Kurt, owner of the Annabel Lee Tavern in Baltimore City.
So, we're sitting here and we've been talking about the Annabel Lee Tavern. And Kurt, I have a question for you. Why the Annabel Lee Tavern? Why not Joe's Place or Kurt's Place? Why did you choose Annabel Lee?
Well, I realized we've been open for almost 13 years. In the early 2000s, I always wanted to open my own place. And I realized that while there are a lot of references to Poe in restaurants, there wasn't a Poe-themed place in Baltimore City. And I was like, it was a light bulb moment. And that's what I started to plan specifically for it being a Poe-themed place.
Well, that's great. There are other Poe restaurants around the country, but they're just restaurants with just a Poe name to it. But you have desserts named after Poe's characters in the stories, and I know you have cocktails named after stories and characters in Poe's stories. And I'm 13 years. That's amazing. So when a visitor comes to this establishment, they will see, for example, programs from previous Poe birthday celebrations, artwork in the place, a few skulls here and there, not real ones, engravings. So this is really a fun place to visit, and the big plus is the food is good. Really, it's different and it's fun, and you will not get like hot dogs and beans here. This is really a super place for good food. Now, let me ask you this. What is your favorite Poe story? And I'm assuming you do have a favorite story.
Yes. I like a few of them, but for me, the one that made the biggest impression was the Fall of the House of Usher. There's something, the way it draws you in immediately, that during the whole of a dark autumn day, it just immediately pulls you in, and it's very visual. I'm an artist, so he paints a picture in that story. So that's my favorite.
I love that story, and I've been I am the former curator at the Poe House, and I'm not there anymore. But over the so many years I've been there, I reread Poe's stories, and it seems like every time I read that story, The Fall of the House of Usher, something jumps out at me that I never saw before. And it's like, I didn't see that before. And I think that's a real tribute to Poe's imagination. That here it is, 2021, and his stories are timeless. And I think of all the hundreds of other writers that Poe was competing with, and they're lost. We don't know who they are, but here's Edgar Allan Poe, 2021, and we are still enthralled with him. And we have the Poe House, and every city that Poe lived in, there's a Poe House or a Poe Museum. But only Baltimore has the Annabel Lee Tavern. Now, let me ask you a question that I'm sure no one has ever asked you, and this is going to be a tough one. What is your favorite Poe poem?
Let me think about that.
That's a tough one. I know. That's a tough one.
It's the Annabel Lee, obviously. It's that poem to me. It was a couple things. I love the poem, but also I feel like everybody explores the scary side, the raven, the telltale heart, and I'm a romantic, and this poem is a romantic poem, and it's also dark. So it's dark and romantic. It's just a perfect poem,
And
start to finish.
it is, and on our Facebook page, Edgar Allan Poe Evermore, it seems like every week there's somebody posting something about Annabel Lee, how something happened in their life that they could relate to it. And here again, here's Edgar Allan Poe reaching out after all these years to modern audiences and touching our heart. You know, and that's pretty amazing. Now, while we've been talking, I've noticed you've been glancing at this little box. Now, this is not Berenice, no teeth are in here, all right? But in gratitude for all that you've done for Edgar Allan Poe and for the birthday celebrations that we've been producing all these years, you've been a big supporter. Number one, I call on Kurt and say, hey, can you help out? Sure, whatever you want. I have something very special for you, something that no other restaurant in Baltimore or in any other Poe cities has. Now, you ready for this? You're not sure, right? I want to present to you a piece of plaster from Poe's honeymoon suite in Petersburg, Virginia. Now, the audience can't see this, but you can actually see the horsehair and the plaster. This bluish paint is the original paint. This has not been painted over. So this particular piece came from the honeymoon suite.
Wow.
Now, I want to present this to you, first of all, because you're a great guy. You know, and you've been, again, very supportive. And I want you to have this, and maybe you can put it on display somewhere in here that the people can see. So I have a box for you, and I want to present that to you.
Well, thank you very much. That is really unbelievable, and I there aren't any words. I really appreciate this.
Well, I'm always happy to be in a position to share things like this, and to people that really deserve it.
And I will cherish it.
You better, you know. So again, when you visit Annabel Lee Tavern, he'll have this on display someplace. Check it out. And so anyway, I think this...
well, I have something for you also. We're in the giving spirit here. I have a drink that I named for you. It's
Really?
Jeff Jerome. And it is, really, it's a thank you for all that you've done for the Annabel Lee Tavern. And I hope you like it.
I'm choked up. I've never had a cocktail named after me before. Can I taste it?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's in it? What do you know? What of course you know what the ingredients are.
It's mulled wine, which is kind of a period thing. It's warm wine with a little bit of brandy. And it's made with cardamom, cinnamon, honey, star anise. I think that's it.
Well, here's to Edgar Allan Poe, and here's to you. Now, I have to taste this. Kurt, this is delicious. Well, I don't want to hold up the performance, so thank you.
Thank you.
This is just really, I'm just totally blown away by this, and touches my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate this. So when you come down to visit, to have a meal, you need to order the Jeff Jerome, right?
Yes, Jeff Jerome. And look for this. It'll be on display.
Yes. So this will be, you have to come down in January to celebrate Poe's birthday. And you could probably do 2 of these. So, excuse me. This is really good. And let me ask you something, put you on the spot, okay? What are the possibilities of, when people order this, of perhaps a portion of this, not the drink, but a portion of the cost being donated to the Westminster Cemetery where Poe is buried.
That's a phenomenal idea.
Do you think?
I think that's an awesome idea. Definitely.
I feel like this is Christmas, and I'm gonna,
Yeah, I feel like it's the least we can do, because I feel like right from the start, that you and all you've done right from the start, it's the least I can do to repay the gravesite.
This is beyond happiness. So again, when you come and order the Jeff Jerome, a portion of it will go towards the maintenance of the Westminster Graveyard where Poe is buried. So, excuse me. So, we've talked long enough, and if you are ready for The Moon Never Beams,